Zebra are phenomenal creatures in that their social structure, everything is dominated by hierarchy. So that's quite interesting. We've had some rhino move into the picture over here. Good morning everyone, welcome back to Shamwari TV. It's a beautifully fresh morning on Shamwari Private Game Reserve. It's just after sunrise. I'm out and about. I want to try and find some interesting things for you today, and one thing in particular, I think one of the most characteristic animals when you think of African safaris. So stay with me. I don't think there's a single animal that's more synonymous with safaris than a zebra. Have a look at these guys. They are such characteristic animals of the grasslands and savanna. And they have such a complex social system. And that's actually what I want to show you and talk about today, is just how complex these zebra can be. So this looks like an aggregation of a bachelor herd, a group of young males. There's no youngsters in here, and they're quite loosely formed together. Zebra are phenomenal creatures in that their social structure, everything is dominated by hierarchy. So even within a group of bachelor males, there's a hierarchy. And generally it's ranked off of age. Before these guys can go and get a breeding herd, a harem for themselves, they need to be able to maintain control of that harem. So obviously strength and size is important, which is related to age. So generally about 5 years of age, these guys will start thinking about trying to get a harem for themselves. Once a zebra is in control of a harem, they start off with one female and grow and grow and grow until they're generally about 6 animals. 6 females will be under the control of a male. It's a very, very stable family unit. The male will stay in control of that harem for sometimes up to 15 years. And these guys live for just over 20 years. You can see just how much interaction there is between these animals. This little bit of dominance fighting that's going on over here. Nothing too serious, but as individuals are trying to nip at each other's hocks, back legs, a little bit of pushing in that. And you see how they counteract that by going down to ground. Often when it gets really serious, you'll have quite serious biting going on. And often you'll find zebra without tails. In fact, most of the time, it's not from lions that have jumped onto their back and attacked them and they've lost their tail from that. It's actually other zebras, males, fighting and biting tails off. There's some allo grooming going on over here. Very often, zebra will stand across with one another. So not only is it beneficial that you have a wagging tail by each nose, but then there'll be a little bit of mutual grooming going on as well. And it just helps establish bonds within a group, whether it be a bachelor herd or a harem with females. So there's 3 different species of zebra throughout Africa. The grevy's, the mountain, and the plains zebra. There's a number of different subspecies of those species. And this guy out over here is the plains zebra. Each one, species-wise, has their own distinct pattern of stripes, which make them unique and identifiable as a species. But more than that, these individuals all have their own unique pattern. Each one is like a fingerprint. It's completely different. When a female gives birth to a young foal, she'll move away from the main, her harem, off to the side. She'll give birth, and for about 2-3 days, she keeps it completely separated. No other individuals are allowed to interact with it. They're not allowed to meet it, smell it, or anything like that, until that youngster has imprinted its mother's scent, sound, and visual, what she looks like, into his mind. Once that's done, he's then slowly introduced back into the herd. Even within a breeding herd of zebras, each female is individually ranked, and the first female to join the harem is obviously the most important and highest ranking female, followed by the second one to join, the third one to join, etc., etc. Zebras are very characteristic for walking in a straight line, and they walk by hierarchy as well. And any time a zebra of the wrong rank gets in front of another one, they get quite upset by it, and there will be a lot of kicking and jostling and biting to try and maintain that hierarchy. Very often the male is right at the back, and he's identifiable, thicker neck, slightly bigger build, and leading from the back, he's able to then kind of herd animals as he needs to. So that's quite interesting. We've had some rhino move into the picture over here. It's quite interesting because if we look taxonomically through the classifications, there is a period in taxonomy where rhinos and zebra are quite closely related. They're not related in a species way, but if we look at their foot structure, for example, these guys belong to the order Perissodactyla, which is odd-toed ungulates. Zebra have one toe, one hoof, and rhino have three. There's a similar digestive system as well. It's a hindgut fermenter. It's a notoriously poor digestive system, which is why both of them need to ingest a lot of grass. They're permanently feeding, they're bulk grazers. Zebra have the ability to utilize not only the tall grass species. When they move into a new area, they'll utilize the tall grass species all the way down to, if there's a fire that's moved through the area, they'll be able to utilize the new green shoots as well, all the way down to the rhizomes of the grass. In fact, these guys are almost pioneers in that they feed first, and very often other species then move behind them, things like wildebeest, which utilize a much shorter grass species. You'll never see a thin zebra. Their digestive system doesn't allow for that. Number one is they need to have a very, very large stomach in relation to body size because of the amount of grass that they need to ingest. They then have a huge amount of digestive liquid inside their stomachs to process all of this grass, and obviously with fermentation taking place as part of the digestive process, they have a massive amount of gas accumulation, and very often there's a lot of sound effects from zebra when they run away. So obviously the most noticeable thing about zebras are their stripes, and always the question, why stripes, why black and white in a grassy yellow environment? It's actually phenomenal how much those stripes help with camouflage. Obviously visually, black and white is very noticeable to zebras in an open environment. Generally animals that are found in the open environments have contrasting colors. The fact that it's these stripes that cause a visual disturbance when they're all clumped together is very much an anti-predator attribute. In other words, a predator moves into an area, all the zebras clump together, and those lines help break up the body outlines of a zebra, in which case the predator wouldn't be able to identify a single individual. And so much so, in fact, that the collective noun for zebra is a dazzle of zebra when they're all clumped together. Well, there you go. I hope you learned something about such a characteristic animal. They are fantastic animals to watch, especially from a behavioral point of view. They're always doing something, they're always interacting with one another. It's really great to see. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you soon. Hello everyone, my name's Andrew Kearney. I'm the Ranger Manager at Shamwari Private Game Reserve. I just want to take a moment to say thank you very much for all the support and feedback that we've been getting on our brand new channel, Shamwari TV. Haven't followed us yet? Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for our next episode, and I'll see you right here at Shamwari Private Game Reserve.